Guys, welcome back to another episode of Two Peas at the Pod with Johnny and Shay.
What's up, guys?
Today we are going to dive into the Addams Family. It's creepy, kooky, and strangely lovable for decades. But Wednesday's first season did just revive her dark charm. It cracked open a world of supernatural secrets. From seductive sirens to shapeshifters and centuries-old curses, the folklore runs deeper than you think. Season 2, it's about to dig out an even darker truth. Let's peel back the coffin and uncover the real origins behind the Addams family and the monsters that walk among them. Also, stick around for the bonus content of the day. We'll be covering the little known facts about the Addams family that you won't want to miss if you're a true fan of the show.
Again, that segment she's talking about, it's the
We've hit 1,200 views on our channel in the last few days.
but I see that nobody has subscribed. All we yes. Big ups to those subscribers, but
yeah, if you are enjoying the content, gently just hit the like button and subscribe if you can. While it may seem small to you, it does take a moment to just help us out with our channel. And we just wanted to do a little toast and here's to our continued uploads and providing you guys better and better content each time. John will talk about our new lighting situation today while I open.
yes. As you can see, we are in a very elegant ambiance of lighting now, finally. Hopefully, because right now, as I'm looking on the big monitor, as you can see, I got a little scared there. I was about to say, I'll duck cover real quick. She's getting the bubblies ready. Yeah, we had to get some more lights. Apparently, from the last video, it looked like we were up at an Up in Smoke concert.
Jazz bar with five high school there.
Yeah, I know, right? I was smoking Marble Red, and she was smoking Camels. We were trying to see what is the best brand. Marbles all day. But other than that, yeah, we had to get some more lights going up in here. Trying to get a. Thank you, ma'am. Cheers. Are these fake glass? That's real glass.
It's just something that hot.
Oh man,
her champagne guy was not even really supposed to drink it, so
yeah,
we just wanted to do that for the channel, but we're really gonna make them up.
Yeah, that's why the orange juice is there. Because I mean, I don't know, I can't do it. I don't know how people.
It's not very good. Is it?
Yeah, it's really not good. I want to drink what sorority sisters drink. Thank you. What orange are they saying? No, sorority sisters too. Big ups to the sororities across America.
So anyways, guys, we just wanted to say thank you. I know that most channels don't really do that, but for us, it's a big deal because we're not, using bots or asking people to, just like the channel. We really do want to make a good channel for active to watch our content.
For sure, skis.
But yeah, as we drink our mimosas, we'll just dive right in. First thing we want to kind of go over is just the timeline of the Addams family, and obviously Wednesday season 2 is out now, so that's why we're kind of making this video. We both enjoyed season 1 on Netflix, and we wanted to definitely, get a video up for you guys on season 2.
Oh yeah, man, I did.
Put any spoilers?
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm not gonna put any spoilers, but I am gonna put some parts that I thought was pretty good. I love that, but.
The actual Addams family itself was based on comic strip back from, it was actually a cartoonist named Charles Addams.
It's cool. Keep the name of that. If I would have came up with one, it was called the Johnsons.
Yeah.
Because it'd be a shorthand for, DICK. So.
He posted it in the New Yorker with that newspaper.
Yes, the New Yorker is a popular editorial for highbrow humor.
So it was a cartoon, basically comic strip, featured the family with gothic humor. I think it was just released art. That was it, 1938.
Sweet. Oh, also New Yorker was more on political humor too. So if you're a comic buff like me, you like satire, political humor, Bill Maher. Bill Maher is a good comedian for that.
So the next thing that happened, guys, people like the comment so much that they actually end up making a TV series out of it. So from 1964 to 1966, there was a black and white sitcom, and they called it The Addams Family. And that actually is where the theme song, the normal theme song that plays on there came in.
Oh, yeah. And at the time, when they had that show out, it was actually the first show during that time of actually having, a loving couple and family. How Gomez treats his wife, Morticia. You didn't really see that in that era at that time because you had the honeymooners and you always had the dingbat husband. But no, you saw a devoted father and a companion and loved his significant other and loved his family most of all, and his kids too. Yeah, yeah,
A lot of men nowadays can take some advice from them for sure. Not,
yeah.
but I think you do a good job.
Thanks.
Next thing was 1970 to 1980. They did an animated version, so they had animated TV specials and Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, at that time, I was that was at the time for me in the '90s. That's the one I grew up with. In the '90s, they used to give this thing called Nick at Night, and at that time, that's when I got introduced into the reruns of the 1964 that ones that you were talking about. So what they did was instead of you want to get the next generation into some old humor or anything like that, so they would re-air. That's how I fell in love with I Love Lucy, Dick Van Dyke, Ed, Lassie, the black and white one, and the colored version one. Nah, we knew somebody in the neighborhood that gave us illegal cable. We never paid for cable.
Yeah, there was a cable wireless. So that was the issue. We were just too far from England. The next thing was the cult classic films, 1991 and 1993, The Addams Family and Addams Family Values became cult classics.
Yes. Now, during that, I loved how they reprised the roles from the 1964 versus and then in the '90s cartoon, same thing. They reprise the roles, but then during that time, if you do your Addams Family history, there were some bad spin-off cartoons. Not the first introduction one with the Scooby Doo with the Addams Family, the movie that Scooby Doo movies at the time. But then I think Hanna Barbera tried making their own rendition of it, but it wasn't as good as the one that I grew up with in the '90s, where they still stuck to their kookiness and satire humor to it.
Well, the next one in 93 was the Angelica Houston as Morticia and Christina Ricci as Wednesday.
Yes.
So those were like the classic.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you ask people, oh, we see the Addams Family movies, those are probably the ones.
Yeah, usually you would always well, from what I remember growing up of the golden age of like television in the '90s, usually around October they would always give the Addams Family movie, especially HBO Cinemax at that time. They would always air that around the Halloween, so that's why around that time that was a great time to go watch that. Just like Disney used to always air Hocus Pocus and other movies. So that's how I always knew it was Halloween time because.
And then in 1990.
Oh, hey, also another little known fact. It's actually how I got to crush with golf girls. I believe I was probably 12 or 13 when I was on there. So yes, I think it was on like Fox. And plus, look, another thing about that is it's made by Sabad, who made the Power Rangers, and they really, really, really messed with the Addams Family at that moment. And I will admit, the Addams Family aren't like zombies. If you look at their history, they always got shot down, but always got resurrected back up. That's part of being an Addams Family, I guess.
And then in 1998 to 1999, they did the new Addams Family. That was the Canadian TV rebooted with updated storylines, basically. It's like a TV show, but they did it from Canada. In 2010, it went to Broadway, of course. So they had a Broadway musical, The Addams Family, featuring Nathan Lane and Dee Newworth.
Well, I love Nathan Lane. The reason why I know Nathan Lane is because of him and Robin Williams played in Birdcage. Love that movie.
2019 to and 2021, they also made computer animated Addams Family and the Addams Family 2.
I wasn't really a fan. I would rather have wanted it stop motion, in my opinion. Uh, I know it was still critiqued by Tim Burton how he would still want it to be, and they kind of kept that aesthetic still. But I'd rather have a stop motion version of that. If they're ever gonna do another Addams Family, I vote for a stop motion version.
And then that brought us up to 2022, where they did Wednesday for Netflix. So season 1, it was directed by Tim Burton. He's done it Ortega as Wednesday. And then it followed
Jenna
Journey to Nevermore Academy.
Nevermore.
and uncovering the murders tied to supernatural. Folklore, we're going to go over some of that in the video. And then obviously bringing us up to 2025. So it took them 3 years to get around to getting season 2.
I bet you because of the writer's strike.
Yeah.
Oh, but dude, listen. If people can use for an example, then writers can use that. I feel like that's an easy cop out. I know it's a serious subject, but come on now.
We don't want to get this thing away on season 2, or really even season 1, because you guys may have not seen it yet. But season 2, they released part 1, and then part 2 is coming in September. So still, we haven't really got to the last part of it yet because it's still.
Oh no! After this episode, we're gonna watch the last episode.
We can't. It's not out until September.
Oh.
Part 2.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
Okay. So guys, let's crack open the coffin lid, like I said, and uncover the origins of the Addams Family monsters, supernatural secrets, and mystical creatures. And of course, let's figure out where the thin hand came from, because of course we all want to know.
Well, I know there's another. I know one question I would have always asked is there another thing? And yes, I think in 1965 there's like a whatever episode there was a female thing that showed.
If you want to know,
It's because it's a female hand that you saw on there. Yeah, I saw that during. Yeah.
Oh, you're looking at research up, but I was sitting there thinking, how did they know the girl?
Where it had nails and all that, so she was like one that was like going from the misses and stuff too. I guess she had like that hand had Jackal and Mrs. Hyde type thing. Like how they switched, but yeah. So Thing actually had a girlfriend. So I'm not sure if they ever showed it in the '90s thing as he's like walking around in his own little apartment or anything. But
I never.
yeah, no, but I seen that while I was doing the research. He had a thing going on. All pun intended.
So the first character is Gomez and Addams. Obviously, that's the dad in the movie or in the show. So his role, like eccentric, passionate patriarch. He loves fencing, cigars, and showering Morticia with dramatic affection. Uh, his inspiration for that character was a parody of a suave, wealthy gentleman.
Little known fact: Gomez, I think in the '90s movies, they quote him as a good lawyer, but never won any cases or lost any cases. So he is technically a good lawyer because that's how he supposedly built his wealth.
Second character, obviously, Morticia Addams, the gothic, elegant matriarch who tends to her carnivorous plans and delivers a lot of one-liners in the movie. She's pale, witch-like, she has obviously stunning beauty, inspired by gothic romance heroines and obviously vampires. As far as her fun fact, her tight black gown was inspired by Charles Addams' love for Morticia's slithery silhouette.
And check that out. Did you know technically Gothic all stem from Addams Family actually? And on top of that, what is her name? I'm sorry, is it Elmira or Velmira?
Elvira.
Elmira. Her unique style and aesthetic came from Morticia.
She looks like Morticia. The next one is Wednesday. Obviously, that's kind of like their main character. She's a darkly intelligent daughter with morbid curiosities and a lot of wit. She loves to experiment and has unsettling hobbies. And the name Wednesday came from the 1960s TV writer. It was inspired by a nursery rhyme.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Full of woe.
Yeah. So one would say maybe Tim Burton was probably trying to play because the show's called Wednesday, so Wednesday of World, so that's probably a play on words right there. It's a callback, a nice little callback there.
And then the fourth one, obviously, the son, Pugsley Addams. He was a good-natured on-call son who enjoyed dangerous games with Wednesday. He originally was portrayed in the comics as a smaller, more sinister child, but then in the 1964 movie, they made him a chubby and a little more sweet-natured, so he wasn't as people, I guess. Yeah. He represented a harmless but chaotic little brother trope with a dark twist. Yeah, they were always like trying to kill each other.
Yeah, but I believe you said that the Addams family never really kill. They can't really be killed because of the family curse or something like that.
Or like what's it called? They can't die. The next one is Uncle Fester. So obviously he's the bald, bug-eyed guy who enjoys explosives and bizarre inventions.
Oh, wait, Christopher Lloyd played Fester in the Addams Family and Addams Family Values. I love Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, the one where we saw it earlier.
No, yeah, the one that we saw earlier. No, yeah, he's the one that he played Doc Brown in Back to the Future.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fester was not explicitly part of the family in the original comics. He was introduced in the 1964 show as Gomez's brother, and then Charles Addams. The inspiration for that character was his own dark sense of slapstick humor.
But again, Christopher Lloyd played the best.
You know, it'd be cool is that they put like all the fan favorite characters together. I mean, they won't be able to do it now, but they made a movie with that.
Well, that's why Christopher Lloyd played the little professor in this season. It's just it's to pay homage to the movie.
And then sixth, obviously, is Grandmama.
Yeah.
Obviously, and brewed potions and told fortunes. In the comics, she was Gomez's mother, and later adaptations, sometimes she would be Morticia's mother. And then rooted in traditional witch in the attic folklore mixed with the family nature. One of the parts of the movie she's actually not seen, that she's in the attic like brewing.
Yeah, yeah. But the good thing is from the 1964 shows that she always brought up the Addams family legacy and some of their family members and so during the show when she did show up, she actually gave little secrets about the family or why the family's like that in a way.
And then the next one is Lurch. So obviously, you know, the Lurch is he's the tall Frankenstein-like butler who speaks in a slow, deep tone. He was actually created for the 1964 show. A play on Gothic horror monsters like Frankenstein by a loyal but creepy servant. So I was asking John, I said, did the monsters copy them? Did they copy the monsters on
Okay.
him or like the exact thing here?
Okay, yes. Now, when you look at which came first, I'll admit they're both when they were airing, they aired at the same time. Now, again, like I told you, Universal Studios had Frankenstein's wife, what else? Dracula. They had rights to those type of movies, so they thought of okay, let's just make and then they also got like the werewolf movie. That's what they kind of made out of it. In my opinion, I mean, the Monsters was a great show, but it couldn't really hold a candle to the Addams Family, in my opinion. But,
Obviously, the next character is Spain. He the hand, and that one actually started as a head, but then they decided it would be a little too hard to have the head, you know, trailing around all the time. Wouldn't be able to really do much as a head, so they decided to do it as a hand. In the comics, he was just a reoccurring mystery inside a box, not visible until he actually made it onto the first TV show. And then it was classic haunted house gimmick meets magicians, illusion tricks. He was also kind of like always doing extra stuff for the family. They would ask, "Hey, can you grab my whiskey?"
yeah,
You do that, and grab that. He was kind of like the second butler.
yeah, pretty much. I think the great thing about thing that they don't really give him a backstory. I hope maybe they're working on a story for him as a spinoff show for Wednesday. Because remember, this show's from Wednesday's perspective and everything. So again, we don't really have a proper origin of where thing came from. So anybody who's any like potential writer, if you've watched our previous episode of the Shiz a few episodes back, sorry, the Wicked one, how that author was able to make an origin story, pretty much a prequel or an origin of how the witch became the way she is. So you think of a thing has always been with Gomez all his life. So maybe, you can put a story that maybe Thing is, yes, always supposed to look out for Gomez. And that's why in the show, Thing looks out for Wednesday and everything because of the devotion of how Gomez as his as a father. And so I don't know, like you can make a great origin story about Thing and how he got into the Gomez family. And then one of my second thing is that you can actually make an origin story of how Gomez and Morticia got together. But if I was going to make that one into a story, you can make it into a short story like a Romeo and Juliet type, a rendition on it. That was just an idea. Sorry, it just came to my head again.
Yeah, or you should just write some scripts to be honest. I'd love you ideas for scripts.
Well, yeah, well, Yeah, but I would rather,
The next one obviously Cousin It, which I think is the weirdest little guy. We're completely covered in hairs.
yeah,
He was not in the original comics, honestly. They just added him for the TV show.
yeah, but like I said, I used to watch a show called Trigun, and I used to just watch that show just to see the little cat where it's gonna show up at,
Some people might watch it just to see what it is.
just to see where it may show up, or even think.
So that brings us into the creepy characters on the original series of Addams Family. Also, fun fact, guys, did you know Addams Family has two D's in it? I just did not know that until we started doing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've always noticed that too.
Every time I was researching, I thought this person's spelling Adams wrong, and then after seeing it multiple times, I'm like, well, it's not. Anyway, so the creepy characters and creature references in the original Addams Family. The family themselves, obviously, they're not monsters in a folklore sense, but they do have supernatural undertones. So Gomez and Morticia they are human, but they are abnormally resistant to pain. They do have an interest in death and possibly supernatural longevity. So they don't really ever age. If you notice, like every show and movie, they pretty much look the same age for the most part.
Damn, man, they must have the X factor.
And then Wednesday and Pugsley, they're morbid hobbies like guillotines, pet spiders, dynamite, sometimes imply that they're immune to harm as well. It hasn't really been said, but possibly that they're really not going to do that kind of weird.
Yeah,
I always play them like that.
yeah, I've noticed that from the 1990 movies and from the cartoon.
And then they obviously, disembodied beneath the end, so that's kind of weird, right? Never, like Johnny said, never explained on the backstory. It could be magical, maybe undead, or even an experiment from the grandma in the attic, or even, the uncle that liked to do weird stuff, inventions and stuff.
Yeah, I never know.
And then grandmama, obviously, she's technically a witch practicing witchcraft. So she has her spell books, potions, fortune telling. She gives the family a witch coven like overview to it. And then Uncle Fester, he's immune to electricity, so he can put a light bulb in his mouth and make it glow, which we've seen that when we did art.
Yeah,
And he has a supernatural durability by which he can survive explosions. So that's why he was playing with like dynamite.
yeah, yeah. If you seen the 1964 show, and especially on cartoons too.
And then Cousin Ed, fully covered in hair from head to toe, obviously a real creepy character. He does speak an unknown language, and it could be
It's called gibberish. I'm just gonna call it straight.
could be a cryptid style creature, but never really was explained, so nobody really knows. He's just a weird little creature.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, but check it out though. I would rebrand him right now with some herbal essence commercials and stuff. Seriously. Yeah, yeah. Just as I laid that.
That's gonna be really funny right now because Wendy's is doing Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And so what did we see, Jake? Oh, Cheetah.
Oh, Cheeto's doing.
So yeah, herbal essence could do it.
Oh yeah. I think in the 90s one he's gotten bigger. But in the 1964 you see Gomez and Morticia. Gomez is washing the octopus.
Like,
and give her in the bath. Yeah, it's the humor. It's the humor about it.
Like, I don't think that's very healthy for that thing.
No, it was hilarious. It was just a joke because he's like, "Hey, I'm washing the octopus." They don't like, yeah, they're constantly in water.
And then the second pet was it's called Kitty Cat. It was an actual pet lion that lived in their house.
Yes, yes, I remember. That's one thing I did like about the 2000 version with what was the guy's name that you said that was in the well the one that they remade, which was made by the Savant Entertainment. I didn't really like that, but they did. Yeah, Tim Curry one. That one. Yeah, they did keep the line in that one. I did. I was like, oh, that's not bad. That was cool.
And then she, Morticia had her phone number as plant named Cleopatra. That was actually a living plant.
Now listen.
You didn't need it.
No, okay, now listen. I've seen the episodes of season 2, and I did not see no herbal type class or anything. Because I can tell at least Morticia's background is, if you remember watching the 90s show or even in the 1964 show, she was always in her little what would you call it, like garden area, I guess. Greenhouse, yeah. So she has a way with plants. I believe that can show her ability. And other than that, yes, she can see visions too. she's clairvoyant, I believe that's the term. We haven't seen that portion of it.
There's still a part two.
Yeah, I understand that, but because
There's only so much I put in, I guess, if it's about Monday, maybe just
well, so far from what I've seen of the show, it reminded me a little bit of Harry Potter, but because they had some games and stuff going on, so
yeah.
you get what I'm trying to get at is all right, well then if you're gonna say it's Nevermore school, then where's that? Because at least in Harry Potter you've seen at least that. And I think that was like potions and or I think it was herbal, whatever the proper term is. So that's why they're able to kind of draw that off of there.
And then as far as other creepy characters in the original Addams family, piranhas, vultures, bats, and then they have
Yes, I love the piranhas and that's just shit. Because I remember in the movie and then and the show too, he used to always feed it and everything. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I would say it's kind of sinister, but yes, I would have that if I had the money.
and then some adaptations mention relatives who are ghouls, vampires, and monsters that don't live with them but live elsewhere. So those are kind of like creepy little characters out of the original Addams family. So just to so you can compare it to Wednesday or we go over that section.
Yeah, but don't forget in the '90s when you saw some of those too, like the conjoined twins and stuff.
Well, that might
Like,
be the extended relatives. I don't know.
well, no, I think it was friends and family. It was like a lore of creatures and monsters that went to that party.
Did you want to talk about cantaloupe theories of what the Addams family is based on? I do have a couple fan concocted theories to cover, but I know you have your own as well.
Well, yeah, the only cantaloupe theory I have on it is just other than Charles Addams, got the idea of just of old dorm rooms and how their house should be like Victorian style, and also seeing old abandoned homes in his hometown like that. That's what gave him the allure for the home of where the Addams family live at. But my main cantaloupe theory was that the family was an eccentric family, just like any other rich billionaire, but has a few kooky ideas and crazy fetishes and things like that. That you would that some people in some circles believe that the Addams family was based off of. This is just again a cantaloupe theory, based off of the Rothschild family. That they were essentially because of the weird parties and stuff. Not the eyes wide shut parties. I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking about those type of parties. I'm just talking about weird Halloween parties where they're wearing some crazy. Well, you can make that costume. That type of shit. That's what I'm talking about. But again, it's a cantaloupe theory. I wouldn't even touch it with a 10-foot pole. But I felt well, she had her cantaloupe theories coming up. All right, let me at least look up one, and it went nowhere. So she brought more to the table than I did.
No, so these ones are just like ones that are rumoring around online. The first one is the immortality curse. So there's a Reddit theory that suggests that Adam's family might be cursed, possibly magically protected. The family members cannot be harmed or killed by each other. The curse explains how characters survive all manner of violent mishaps unscathed, and Adams cannot be easily injured or killed by family members. So that's kind of like one of the concocted theories about the origin story that they're basically immortal.
Or on top of it, why the brother and sister, and if you saw the '90s movie, they always try killing each other, but can never kill each other or die.
And then the second theory is hidden cannibalism. So another fan theory is drawing from the films that a family may have a tradition of disposing of troublesome relatives, perhaps unwittingly consuming them. So one user said the Adams ate them were hunting at sea involving Tully Jr. So all the weird extended family, members, if they step out of line, I guess, and cause problems, they're saying that possibly that's how they get rid of the issue.
Or maybe or no, you can bounce off that theory and say that okay, you can go along with that, but let's just say that maybe that family members got a bad, maybe that's just the proper way how they dispose of it. I would say is just that they do eat the family members, but these family members were dying from ghastly reasons or whatever.
And the third talent theory is that there's this Harry Potter connection via dark magic. So a more whimsical fan theory ties the Addams family to the Harry Potter universe, basically suggesting that it could be descendants of Death Eaters. that their supernatural weirdness is explained by an origin in dark wizarding lineage.
Well, that right there, I guess you would say, well, unless J.K. Rowling signed off on that. I mean, I don't see that happening. But this is number two of a nine movie idea. If you rewind a little further back, I gave you number one, but this is number two. I thought of, you know how many Scooby Doo live action movies came out and they did not ever do a crossover with the Addams Family? That would be, yeah, they did it on a cartoon, which is a great blueprint, but they can actually do a crossover of that movie, and I believe some fans would go out to go see that.
So that brings us up to Wednesday 1 and 2. So we can go over their folklore and magic characters. I believe there's just a lot more in these ones. At least they put them front and center of like the main characters of the show. So maybe these kids are going to that school. I don't know. From Nevermore Academy.
Well, I mean, think about it. If they're going to a university where it's a bunch of outcasts, so you think of outcasts, of course, you're gonna think of like mermaids, and, what is it, harpies? What's another one? Werewolves. No, I'm just not. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, you go all you could think of it, they would probably be there at that school, pretty much.
So yeah, it's called Nevermore Academy. So that's where supernatural outcasts. It kind of reminds me of what's the one where like all like Iron Man and all those go to that weird school. All the weird superhero people go to the school.
Nah, I would have thought of more along the lines of Harry Potter, in my opinion, because
Superhero school. Remember that if you have magical powers, you go to that school and then they end up being whoever superhero. Anyways,
no, I don't know, I don't know that one.
superhero movie.
No, but I only grew up with Marvel and DC, so if there's like a third party one, then
No,
yeah,
I'm
I,
part of that because it's the same people that are in the movie. Anyway, I'll look that guy in 10 minutes and he's gonna really act like he doesn't know.
I honestly don't know. What are you talking about?
So first one is Enid Sinclair. She's a werewolf in the Wednesday.
Are you talking about Xavier Gifted School for Mutants? Oh, that an X-Men? Oh, come on,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, come on now, really?
It's the same thing. They're all weirdos and they
Okay, but I mean, it's the same thing for Harry Potter. There's a bunch of weirdos, and there's other.
kind of same thing as this academy. They all have supernatural like casting abilities and then they end up with that.
Oh, okay. Did you ever read Animorphs? No, I'm just saying. Oh, okay, because I felt like they just went to regular school. They could just transform into animals. You don't see them going to like the University of like Animorph school.
Anyway. Okay, so Enid Sinclair is her roommate. Wednesday's roommate. She's a candy colored neon girl compared to Wednesday's black stuff, I guess. But she's an actual werewolf.
Okay.
But you know how it's like neon candy versus on the window pane they have it painted. One side is little pop.
I would have. I just went with goth and cheerleader. You know, I never really got into the underworld movies because I think they talk a little bit about werewolves too. So yes, probably get back into watching some of those. 'Cause I slept on those. I'm sure you probably seen Underworld, right? Too.
I don't know if I've seen them all, but
But
and then Bianca Barclay, she's a siren. It's the girl with the real bright blue eyes on the season. And she has an enchanting voice that can mesmerize others. So a siren is a supernatural being whose voice can enchant, hypnotize, or lure their victims, often leading them to danger.
so pretty much persuasion.
Yeah. So in ancient Greek mythology, sirens were half bird, half woman. But I guess there's some that are half mermaid, you said?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at a siren in that way, but you said what were they again?
They started off with half bird, half woman.
So harpies. So wait, so harpies are technically sirens technically then?
No, that's just what sirens started off with.
Okay.
But now art and literature merged them with mermaid imagery.
Yeah, because from what I know of sirens, they used to be on the coast of jagged rocks and singing men to their deaths in ships.
And then the next one is Ajax Petropolis. Sorry, I'm pronouncing the names wrong. He's a gorgon, so it's a mythical creature akin to Medusa. So if you guys have seen the girl with the snake hair.
Oh, yeah, that one right there. That's Greek mythology.
Yeah. So he can petrify people. Those creatures can petrify people through their effects, but they aren't permanent. So you can turn somebody into stone for a period of time. And that is from Greek mythology, that John has said. That appeared in Homer's Iliad and Hesiod's Theogony from 8th century BC. So that's a very old character.
Hell yeah, man. Gotta bring those characters back, bro.
And then
I want to get stoned with those guys.
you'll get stoned when they look at you.
Hell yeah, man.
The next one is Xavier Thorpe, who's a psychic whose dreams can bring his art to life through spirit world.
Yep.
Wednesday Addams is also a psychic. She's a raven with dark visions. Goody Addams, Wednesday and ancestor. She was a witch ghost appearing in visions. We're almost on the pictures. Larissa Williams is a shapeshifter. She can shapeshift into any other types of forms, but the animals, humans, objects, will.
Yeah, I think that was like
rituals.
that was like the coolest thing I thought too. That was like one of my things.
And obviously, shapeshifters come from Greek mythology, Celtic, Japanese. It's in most of the cultures, Native American. It has skinwalkers and Navajo traditions that could transform into animals.
Skinwalker.
So yeah, that one is pretty well known, I think. And then Tyler Gulpin, he's a Hyde, Hyde. I didn't know what this was, but he's a monstrous alter ego that's triggered by trauma. So it's a human with a monstrous, uncontrollable ego that emerges under rage, trauma, or manipulation. Hyde in the Wednesday series is a supernatural predator who's awakened and controlled by a master.
Oh, okay, but that what that Hyde reminds me of? Jacqueline Hyde.
Yeah, that's where it came from, actually. So in the story, Dr. Jekyll creates a potion to separate his moral self from his darker impulses, giving rise to Edward.
And did you know, on top of that, that's what also gave Stan Lee the idea of the Hulk. That's why the Hulk gets really mad. Yeah.
And then Yoka Tonica, she's a vampire at school. We know what vampire is.
Yeah, yeah. You just take them out in the sun, or just call Blade. Call 1-800 Blade. That's what I'm calling.
And then
1-800 Blade.
This is the one John thought was cool. Eugene Ottinger, he's a bee controller, and later other invertebrates. So
okay, so that right there, I thought was very, very important, because if you're a Naruto fan, I thought of that as an example, because there was a dude that can control ants and insects. And what was the proper term of that again? Yes. So, or that too. But I thought that was really gangster, because I saw there was a scene with the kid. That sounds very whimsical. That sounds like, dude, if J.K. Rowling comes out with another book, I would tell her, like, we're gonna introduce these names. Dude, like, if we introduce those new names, I'm like, yeah, okay, well, season 1, I like the Hyde. It really stuck out, the eyes and everything. The reason why it stuck out, in my opinion, it stuck out to me because I knew it was Tim Burton, and if you know those eyes look so familiar.
is that the part where they where it was like his cartoon part?
I guess the idea how he made the eyes look big. If you've seen, well, yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas and those, then yeah, you can, yeah, Beetlejuice. The eyes get big and everything, which that's what I liked about it. And that's how you kind of get the stamp of approval that, yeah, it's a Tim Burton film.
Right.
It's kind of like his Nike swoosh symbol in it. I guess that's how I know, like, oh, it's a Tim Burton film. I don't know if they were coming in town. I would love to, me and you, to go see the live action show.
Yeah, I mean, I like it.
I'll definitely.
So then that takes us to Wednesday, season 2, guys, the one that's halfway out. So new folklore and magic characters. Building on season 1, there's a new roster that deepens on the folklore side. So Huxley Addams does show up in this part of Wednesday's new season. Obviously, he's exhibited static electricity powers, kind of similar to the uncle, I guess.
Yeah, Uncle Fester.
And then Isadora Capri, she's a werewolf music teacher. So we've already went over werewolves, but they're just adding another character to that part of it. And then Slurp, he's a zombie. So that's something that we haven't covered yet so far. Obviously, we all know what zombies are. And then APS demo, she's a student who has invisibility. I saw that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And she's obsessed with Wednesday, by the way. Oh, that's a
Yes.
spoiler.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Grandmama has her from a wealthy outcast by fake lineage. We already talked about her.
Yeah, and I just love how she just throws her wealth around. I wish I could do that. Just go over there and like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy this.
And in Wednesday, she's Morticia's mom, just so you know. So it's kind of funny because remember how we said before she started out as Gomez's mom in the original.
Right. But
Yes.
but again, as we know that you can change renditions. We see that in comics and
No,
stuff.
yeah, and then Professor Odlar, who's an outcast whose preserved head continues teaching. That's what Johnny was talking about, where it's the guy from Back to the Future.
Yes.
He's in a jar, like on a roller or like a wheelchair roller.
Yeah. Yeah. If anybody ever watch Futurama, you know how the talking heads in the glass, like exactly like that. That's all I would think of.
And then Judy Spanagle. So she's an Asian, so she controls birds and
Yes.
she can emerge as a chilling villain. She's tied to a lot of the experiments that.
Or or what we used to call back in the days the funny farm. Yeah, it was called the funny farm. Hey, where'd you see Shay? Oh, she went up to the funny farm.
So that's really also far in season two because obviously, we haven't seen the last part of season two yet. So
Well,
hopefully we will.
what I would like to say.
What do you think about season two?
Okay, well, I like the
Show me your little diary.
yeah, my little diary right here. So
I think
yeah, I just ding everything out of my little diary. These are how I'm going to tell my little notes of what I liked about it. And what I loved about season two was the tale of the skull tree. It's about a brilliant boy with a fragile heart, but had dreams of incredible machines he planned to build someday. Which that's just like a short synopsis of what I think Tim Burton wanted to make. And I love that because you know who also was somewhat like that? A little guy named Tony Starks from Avengers. You may know him as Iron Man. Remember, he had that money filthy all around, and then he got blown up by his own business partners. And what else did he have? He didn't have a mechanical heart. He had I believe, what is it? Arc. What do I put it as? I forget. Oh, an arc reactor. Literally, an arc reactor. Like that story has that little semi story is the same story, just like Iron Man. Except for, yes, the kid who had a sickly thing. But then also, you know, fucking, Robert Downey Jr. was about to die too. He needed that heart too. But I felt like just imagine if that zombie actually had that. It'd be like a zombie Iron Man walking around. I don't know. Like that's what I was thinking. Just imagine if he had that type of heart, dude. Like, oh my god, he would be a beast. It was like episode 2 when they showed that little story about it. It's a great. I love Tim Burton. I love that little story he did there. It was stop motion, I believe, or yeah, stop motion. Which check this out. I didn't even know this, but they got 2 different companies that do stop motion out there. I think. Damn, forgot. I think I left on my notes here. God damn. Sorry, guys. Just wasn't prepared for all this.
it's an electronic diary. He has all.
Yes. Deepest, darkest secrets. Yeah, so there was 2 companies, and one of them was it Mackin and Sanders, which I didn't even know that they did Mars Attacks, Corpse Bride, Frankenweenie, and the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh,
Which I love. Right. Yeah, I love those movies. And then the second company that made that I thought they did Wallace and Gromit, which if you had ever seen Chicken Run, it's another company, and it's called Onman Animations. So pretty much what was happening, I didn't even know across the pond they have their own little freaking Civil War of animations. Like it's like UB and Disney, or DC and Marvel, or HBO Max and freaking Disney. Which I didn't even know about these companies because I had a friend that was interested in doing stop motion cartoons and stuff. Stop motion.
I keep fighting. I'm not saying it.
Yeah. Sorry, it's stop motion. Sorry about that. But yeah, those are my favorite parts about season 2. Was just
you saw more episodes.
yeah, I know there's more episodes, but let's just be real. I like to admire the animation and drawing and artwork. I mean, but granted, the acting and also the writing was superb in my opinion. But again, I want to give it up to that little short story that Tim Burton wrote for that. I was like, it was pretty meaningful, but also heartwarming.
So guys, that brings us to the bonus content of today's video. And if you've made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button. Just tap it for us. And also subscribe. You know, you want to catch our next video.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes, you guys.
little known facts about the Addams family. Which I kind of already said in this part while we were going over, but they didn't have names in the original comic. So when he originally wrote the comic, he, had loosely the idea of the people in there, Gomez, Morticia, and the rest. But they didn't give their names until the 1964 TV series. So,
Which that's freaking awesome, dude. Because all in the New Yorker, they just knew him as just the Addams family. That's no names. That's cool.
And then the second little known fact is Gomez was almost called Rapelli. So Charles Addams offered two name options for the patriarch, Gomez and Rapelli. And then John Astor, the 1964 Gomez actor, personally chose Gomez. So it was kind of cool that they had Charles Addams input into the names when they actually did make the movie. They actually went back to him and got his blessing on making the movie. And they also got his input on,
Oh yeah, man. Just to let you know, whoever's gonna send my two ideas and try to make a spinoff of these, hey, I just remember to sign that check to Johnny Johnson. Just want 5% of that. Just 5%.
And then the fun fact number 3, they were never meant to be scary, honestly. Charles Addams saw them as a satirical version of the ideal American family, not outright monsters, just rich, strange, and happy in their own way. I like what we're talking about with the possible panel there.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Eccentric, too much money, nothing to do with it. So
exactly. That's the only candle theory I can come up with, guys. That's why.
Obviously dark, gothic, creepy. Clue, or I guess tip number 4 that I found was Thing was originally just a voice. So in the comics, he was just something inside a box that you'd never see. The TV show actually turned him into a disembodied hand because producers thought it would be a little bit funnier than just always having a box right now.
The real thing I like about Thing is that he's actually a member of the family. That's the most important thing I like.
Where if he was just in a box with the voice, it wouldn't have been.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It wouldn't have went good at all because I just felt like they would have kept it as a hand. Yeah, well, but if they would have kept it like a voice, no, I think people would have just been like, "No, we're not gonna watch the show."
And then number 5, Cousin It was an add-on. Cousin It didn't exist in the comics, like you said. He was created entirely for the TV show to give just more comedic variety of the family.
Yeah, and he did his thing, and those jokes, man, which was very hilarious.
And then number 6, I didn't know, which is kind of cool. The house address that they lived at is actually real. The original show used an exterior shot of a real Victorian mansion in Los Angeles, 21 Chester Place. It's a privately owned place, so don't go driving by there if you live in Los Angeles. But I'm sure it's on one of those, those bus tours where it's like celebrity tours stops or whatever.
Yeah, but I also found out I think it was called 1313. They changed it, I think, in the movie or something.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they probably didn't want people to keep on stalking this house. But can you imagine if you lived in that house and just people pulling in and stuff? You're like, kind of like the Home Alone house. People still go by.
I remember the Amityville horror house. That person about that, yeah. Like, hey, come on, see some creepy stuff. Did I say champagne? Yeah, I should have short champagne. I should cut off on the champagne. Yeah, on the champagne. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking about Topanga at the same time. I'm trying to say champagne.
That is one of your crushes.
Yeah, it is.
See, the list is long, guys.
The list goes.
No, my day was good. Didn't do too much. We had Jai's mom over for a little bit.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can say I had my mama over.
We ate dinner and just kind of hung out and stuff. So.
For some champagne?
No.
Oh, okay.
The fun fact about us, guys, we don't really drink.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how I'm feeling right now. So. Awesome. So.
Champagne is strong. I didn't realize it was that strong.
Well, it was Andre. The Giant.
$20 champagne lately. I've had to give like $3 or something. I go down the champagne app, it's like $8.
Bro, these sorority sisters across America has probably brought in a lot. They knew. They're like, oh well, these girls are gonna buy these. They need to have their breakfast.
Either way, you should see some of the prices. They had champagne that was like $50, $60, $70 a bottle. I was like, what?
Yo, that champagne was probably from like 1991.
I think it all tastes the same, but whatever.
Oh yeah. Some people are what is it? Champagne connoisseurs.
Oh yeah, like stop.
Yeah.
So originally, guys, well, the reason why I'm not a cheap one is because originally what we are gonna do.
Nigga, that's Andre the Giant you talking about. You can say Andre and put 3,000 next to it and try to sell.
Originally, we were gonna open it, toast, and then we were gonna pour it down the drain on the video because we don't like champagne.
But
And
that,
I was like, well, we used to get orange juice to put in there. That way we don't waste it.
yeah, man. I mean, geez, you trying to get everybody in here drunk? Everybody pour your alcohol down the drain. Get everyone wasted. That's not how that works. No, but
That was weird.
I didn't know. But that's why from now on, I'm gonna say, hey, how was your day?
Anything exciting going on in your world?
I did. I signed up to a program. I'm not gonna say their name because we're not getting paid. But
Oh, you can share. It's still good for people who are trying to learn or anything.
oh, okay. The program is not yet.
But
Nah, I just wanted to say this is messing around that part right there. That's what best for everybody in that one. But no, what is it called? Oh, it's called Skillshare. It's a great program. Just was just joshing around you guys on that last week.
yeah, we're gonna definitely check out some classes on there.
Yeah, for sure. Because I need to brush up on some writing. Because right now, if you look at my writing, it just looks horrible. It looks like it seems like a fourth grader.
So anyways,
Wink, wink.
season two part two will be coming out soon. So definitely gear up and prepare to watch that. I do hope there are more quick characters in part two.
No, creepy characters. I bet you there's gonna be a bunch of zombies.
Do you think there's gonna be a part three?
Season three?
Let it go on to no, on season two. You think there's gonna be a part three? You don't know.
Well, I mean, season one only had like 8 episodes.
Did it have part one and two? I can't remember.
Season one only had 8 episodes. We only had 4 episodes for the
Okay,
season, so
part two. That's it.
yeah. So that's usually how that goes right there.
Anything else you want to add? Because I know he wanted me to give him like some time at the end.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my! Oh the flowers! Oh the flowers go out to Tim Burton. Shout out to you, Tim Burton. Shout out to Jenna for doing her thing as playing as Wednesday, and the whole fantastic cast that's been there. But all in all, I cannot wait
We have
for.
to rate it. 'Cause we rate it
Oh well,
1 out of 5, or 1 to 5.
okay. I'm gonna give it a strong 4.5.
Even better than he liked the K-pop one. I'm shocked. I'm just saying.
Okay, well,
You're such an addict, man.
yeah. Oh well, geez.
I'll probably say season one I'll give a 4. Season two I'll give a 3.5.
Because is it because the other season's not done? I was giving just overall for both.
I felt like the schooling in season two was kind of like it could have done better.
Well, again, I just give both seasons that 4.5. It's just again, it's the reason why I gave them both that high of a score is because remember, it's coming from the eyes of Wednesday and how the school is, and then it gives a person to kind of give a tail end from that point of view. So it gives a next future writer a potential to kind of open end a story because mind you that you can also take from that character, the wolf you were talking about, the wolf girl, you can change everything from her perspective too.
Right.
And again, if you guys seen this what we have so far season two, um then I guess you can do a follow up on there because you can do a spinoff on her for their summer.
So basically what we're saying, Disney and all those other ones, stop just remaking the same movies over and over and over.
Right, pretty much
of somebody else or something.
from from a different perspective because right, because one thing I know for a writer, yeah, you can write your character and have its flaws, have the save the cat moment and blah blah blah, but at the end of the day, there's always open interpretation, and that's where it's just like, okay, let me try to write out from a different perspective. I mean, that's how we have fan theories and how fans and have like what is it? Dragon Ball had its own little what is it? Fan anime artwork that they were just coming up with. Oh, what if it blah 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 fought this? And it became its own thing. So, like I said, I hope that thing probably has an origin story. And again, earlier in this episode, I talked about gave two great ideas that'd be great little stories that you can actually, and then on top of it, you can also do one for the Wolf Girl too. So I mean, there's a lot to unpack, and then especially you can also do just Nevermore itself, just the school of Nevermore. And well, I'm not saying that, but the origins of Nevermore.
Well, not like the all the characters in Japan.
Right, but I felt like if you're gonna make something of that magnitude, when I say Nevermore, this would have to go to a separate platform, which would be like HBO Max. Because when I say Nevermore, I'm thinking this is way before the Addams family. You'll hear at least one of the Addams, but not like Gomez and people that we know, but it's part of that family that's been there. But that part you can go a little bit more darker, that's going onto a platform where it's aimed towards more adults and stuff like that. Other than Netflix, it does have, its array of itself, but I believe that should be more on a more darker level where there can be killings and real like gruesome stuff. I would say what I'm trying to get at is think of Christopher Nolan Batman, those three movies, how dark and gritty it was, or just how Gotham is. That's where you can get that.
More like nicer, PG, even though the character.
Well, because no, because yeah, you do have 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds that would probably watch the show. But again,
Harry Potter was a little bit more.
again, different time period when those movies came out. But again, at this last part, I just wanted to say is just that yeah, they could just make a Nevermore, just call it Nevermore University, and go into a little bit more darker, and still have its satire in it too. But again, that's just an idea that I would say that Tim Burton can do because then he can go for a more darker, grittier style. Just something to think about. But
Anything else?
no, I just want to close this one out right
So
here.
if you guys made it this far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, punch it. Now that you're at the end, you can punch it hard. The beginning, you just tap this off.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, if you made it this far, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe, like the video if you like it, leave us a comment if you have feedback for us. We'd love to be able to respond to you. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. See you on the next.
Peace out, guys.